What do you guys want to talk about? Instagram. You guys are no, we're not going to ask you what you want to talk about. You're going to talk about what we're talking about. Otherwise, we're not going to address you. That's how it's going to go this time. We might get a little bit strayed, but just to tell you.
Tell him what's up.
Fucker thinks he's the boss around here.
Quarterback. All right, we're going to do a little bit of an intro here.
Blue 92.
You're off. Talk all you want, but you can't hear you now. I'm in control of the control panel.
Omaha. Blue 92, Omaha.
What's up, guys? You're here with O'Neill Ops, and this is the Predator Hunter Podcast. This is a place where we break it down, where we go into detail with the equipment that we use and how we use that equipment application specific. We're just going to be kind of doing an ad lib today, maybe something fun, going over a couple different talking points, and going IG Live, which we have been for the past 5 or 10 minutes, just getting this kind of set up. But if you guys haven't, I want to start this off, especially for you guys that are listening on Instagram. If you haven't heard of Predator Masters forums, check them out. I've been a member there for probably close to 15 years, maybe 20 years as soon as I got out of college. It was just a place that I found online, and I'll tell you what, there is so much legacy info there regarding just strictly predator hunting. It's a huge asset to some of the skills that I've personally acquired today. It's like sniper's hide. And for those of you guys that don't know what sniper's hide is, we have a podcast that can be lined up anytime with Frank Galley. He's the owner. I messaged him on Facebook, and he said, sure, man, we'll just kind of touch base and go over some talking points. I really want to nail some talking points down with him regarding how he structured his forum, because that is a place where there's, once again, so much information. If you want to know what kind of load, subsonic load that you want to develop for a 9mm carbine, there it is. There's guys that have everything that you could possibly want or need for information.
If you do any online searching for load data or specs, anything like that, gun related, shooting related, it's going to take you to Sniper's Hide.
And we have the guy coming on. He was a legit dude. He killed people. He was a Marine sniper. I'm fairly certain, and he has an awesome place. But not to take it away from Predator Masters. You guys need to check them out. I am now an admin there, which an admin is basically the board of admins. There's 5 of us, I think, 5 now, and they might bring 7 on board. But I'm kind of tasked with the job of marketing, trying to generate revenue to keep this forum going. There's 60,000 members on Predator Masters. It is the largest online forum regarding predator hunting, and my personal goal for that place is 100,000 in the next year. So those of you guys that are on IG and that may be listening on YouTube once we post this, if it makes it there, check out Predator Masters, because it's going to be a redundant advertisement that I'm going to throw out there on some of our platforms, whether it's at the end of a predator hunt production or it's just on the podcast. But there's some phenomenal stuff on there, and it's been an awesome place for me to go. I think Keith and John are members. They don't spend a lot of time there, but I log in there every single day. I don't log in. I stay logged in. I make a point to go there every single day and check stuff out, especially now that I was a moderator there. We could go over some stories that actually we probably will do. I have a podcast also Friday coming up that is going to have the president of Predator Masters on Friday is when it's scheduled, but I'm trying to find a way to go live with him.
Who's that?
His name is Jason.
Bourne?
No. Clausen.
Pitcher for who?
No, that's Brandon.
Oh, damn it.
Johnson. What the fuck?
That was a tangent. That went sideways real quick.
But anyway, I have a podcast lined up with him, and it's going to be what the whole forum's structured over. And maybe I'll go into I won't go into the detail. We'll do a separate podcast on some of the stuff that I went through as a moderator there. But now that I'm an admin, I've got to be more professional. It is a professional position. So it's once again kind of a humbling experience to be a part of a place like that with that many members and try to kind of head a project so that we're going to do a facelift. We're going to make it mobile friendly so you can access it. I don't know if we're going to go with an app route yet, depending on how much money we can raise, but I'm trying to get sponsors, big sponsors. Ultimate Night Vision is already on board. I talked to Loophole today. I've got a meeting with Cryptech this week, and then I'm going to try to talk to Eberly Stock, Hornady.
Speaking of Eberly Stock, don't you have a promo code for them?
Very good. Well then.
John's fucking on it.
That's good. Eberly Stock.
What is it? Is it O'Neill Ops 15 or something?
Eberly Stock going heavy, come out light. Wait, that is completely backwards. Eberly Stock going light, come out heavy. O'Neill Ops. If you guys use just I think it's case sensitive. O'Neill Ops, and it will save you 15% on any purchase from Eberly Stock. You guys,
and they just came out with a whole new line of they got
socks,
they got gloves.
Shit, stop. We can't cross that line when it goes into the Cryptech stuff. But a lot of guys ask on what packs we run. You guys run the X31 low drag 2s. I run the G4 operator. They have to, if you guys want the kind of the concept that we have, run the tactical scabbards. They have a wider scabbard that will accommodate AR style rifles.
Actually the scabbards on ours right now are a little smaller than they used to be, and they're
Dude, I think that
are they? But they still work.
It's only with the thermals.
I don't think they're smaller. I think it's that those RS75s are 3 times the size.
Or that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to get promo code O'Neill Ops with everybody that we run. Eberly Stock, yep, promo code O'Neill Ops, and it'll save you 15% off your purchase. Don't throw any more promo codes out till the next segment, which is going to be in about another 15 minutes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, don't do. Just you don't want to have.
He's
You
the
don't.
boss,
You
dude.
don't
He's the
structure.
boss.
You don't structure a podcast with 4 advertisements in a row. You got to go segments every 15 minutes, and then you're done.
All right then. I don't know what the next one is anyway.
Anyway, at the beginning of the year, guys, there was a couple years ago when we got some snow and we would go outside and get ready to go make a set, and all of a sudden we'd hear this rumble of events out to the west of us just terrorizing the countryside. You could hear the scream of this shit from 5 or 10 miles away. Do you guys remember what that sound was?
I know exactly where you're going.
Yep.
And we would get so pissed. I would get so blatantly pissed off because we knew what it was. It was guys, neighbors on snowmobile, snow machines, just crushing coyotes, just ripping them up. And I'm like, motherfucker.
They're killing our coyotes.
Yeah,
those fuckers.
We're the ones that are out there supposed to be trying to call and film. And these guys are out there just running them down and killing them. So I'm always like, I'm not going to do that shit. I'm not going to get, we're all about filming. We're all about doing it that route. Well, anyway, come Christmas, we get a snowstorm. Diaz, right? Diaz is what hit us.
Cameron Diaz.
And it was 30 inches. We had 6 inches before.
I was going to say, you guys had 6 or 8 inches on the ground before that.
And then that hit. And it just, a lot of you guys that follow us saw the roads, the drifts, how we had to tunnel our way out. The day before that hit, we went to the hills, to the Black Hills, Keith, John, and I, and we loaded up. We're like, you know what? If it's supposed to get as bad as they say, we need to have at least a machine like that, because at least a machine, a snow machine or tracks of some sort, because if shit hits a fan that bad,
the whole idea was just to have something to get out or get around here on the ranch.
Get out.
Yeah.
Exactly. To get out of
almost
here.
A backup plan for say.
Yep. An insurance policy, just a prepper, basically. You know, you should have your shit ready. And what happened was I used to snowmobile a lot, man. I had an old 340 Kawasaki. Dad had a Polaris Indy. My grandpa had a Polaris Indy Light, and it quit snowing. Yeah. When we were in high school, we would get snows and we would go and have fun. And then it just, for 20 years, it quit snowing, and it did not make sense to sit on a multi-$1,000 machine if you're not going to be using it. So we just didn't have them. Anyway, the storm hits, and the day before the storm hits, we go to Rapid, and we got one for the ranch, and Keith got one, RMK, and his brother got one. They got two, and I ended up picking one up. An RMK, Polaris. All of them are Polaris machines, and we're just. I'm driving one, the first one that I got, and John's driving the one that we got for the ranch, and we're driving across the roads the couple days after we get them, and
this is before anything was plowed out.
Yeah,
there was no way to get out here.
They made it about a quarter of the way from Harrington to here.
Yeah.
Was this when we were chasing those cows out of the bales?
Yeah.
No, this was way before that.
No, we chased the cows out of the bales like the day after we got
the day of the storm.
Before I even came out.
Yeah, you came out like the day after we did that.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there. John hits, so there's a V-plow, and they're pounding our road out all the way through, and they stopped because they just, actually it might have been Blue where he stopped. No, it was a V-plow. It was a V-plow.
It was on John's story.
Yeah, so that was a week after the storm started.
And that was
the first time Keith came out.
Yeah, because we're sitting there and I'm stopped and I'm filming you do something, and all of a sudden I hear this noise. I'm like, what?
Yeah, the same noise that you heard 10 years ago.
Yeah, this is a lot more of an advanced noise, a lot nastier noise, because Keith's RMK has some kind of can on it, dude, that's just rank as shit. And I look back, and from 600 yards away, I can see Keith just ripping in, and I have never been on. Fastest machine I was on was the Indy 500s, the 550s. What I was used to back in the day, and that ripped. That was like a 70 mile an hour, 80 mile an hour straightaway machine on good packed snow. And Keith's like, dude, take this thing for a run. And I got on that bitch, and I'm like, oh my gosh. You didn't
even tell anybody what it is. It's a Polaris RMK 850.
RMK Pro, 850, and we tunnel cut it. We did some mods to it, which we could go into detail on that. But the power. All right, we have dirt bikes, right? 300 XCW TPIs. John's got a 4-stroke Honda 450, but those 300 2-strokes they rip. But the power of these 2-stroke machines in 850s, it's unparalleled. You can't even begin to relate. They're not the same deal. They rip so hard and they rip so fast, especially out here on flat ground. You go from 0 to 80 within a matter of 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Yeah. Your track spins and you hit it. But we're sitting there talking one day after we get all of our roads blown out, and we're like, you know what? Why in the hell would you ever even consider buying anything fucking bigger than an 850?
And that was you saying it.
Yeah, I'm like, why would you? Why would
you even need something any more than this? Why would anybody?
It's like going from a 1,200 horsepower pickup to a 2,000 horsepower pickup. What the fuck is the point?
Well, how can you even feel the difference when you get to that point? You're spinning. Right. You're just spinning. And within a week, here comes an 850 boost.
Oh, fucking James has got to have the big one.
and it's a whole nother meaning of adrenaline, dude.
You wouldn't think there would be that much difference from an 850 to an 850 boost, but it's night and day.
I would think there's be a pretty big difference.
Absolutely, not like what there is though.
Yeah, not like I would think until your 850 it's just. And now what has happened is Keith's going to snow check a 9R, which is the new.
I think they're going to come out with a 9R fucking boost,
and then it's going to be.
I'm just hoping they will.
So we're going to go all in like always with shit like this, and then it'll quit snowing and they'll sit. Which is whatever.
Shit.
That's all
right. Go
right.
to the hills once a year.
Just to rip some wheelies and shit.
Just to use a fucking $30,000 machine for one time. It's like, what the hell?
So we're just doing our thing, and we're gonna have probably,
and we still can't get to where we want to go as far as making good sets.
We have to use snow machines to do it.
And
the roads are plowed, but you can't go
you can't
off of the road.
Right. Other than wherever you guys have plowed to get to your cattle or your bulls or anything like that. It's, Yeah,
it's one of those things where it's...
And you can't use a fucking snow machine to go up on set because, well, just like the coyotes, I mean, they
hear it from a mile away.
So far away, and they just go.
We talked about that. You could get on the sleds and go make a set, but you would have to. It would take all day to make 1 or 2 sets.
Yeah,
you'd walk a mile or
whatever.
More.
But yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, here it's like you said, you can't. We could access them with sleds, but it's just defeating the purpose. We'd put a lot of legwork in for nothing or minimal to nothing.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things where it is what it is. The snow will melt, and we will get back on that. We've been going out. I mean, we've killed quite a few coyotes already. We just went out the other day and got some good day footage, and then the other night we've been going out. We'll probably hit up the kill box tonight because the temperatures are starting to turn more mild.
Yeah,
and shit's
There's
just
actually
melting.
Some good wind right now. It's a little noise, so
at least some cover.
Right,
yeah,
right.
That storm was a bad deal, man. There was just a lot of shit going down, and so with the introduction of sleds comes the introduction of stupid shit that we do. Just how it works. Like, for example,
I don't know why that stupid shit follows us.
We're each one of us are going into details on our stupid shit, which okay, I'm going to tell you guys the first stupid shit that happened to me a long time ago with the sled, all right? And it's just probably it was a little Kawasaki 340. And I was I probably had to be Rush's age. I was probably in grade. I don't think I was in high school yet. I think I was in junior high. And I always there was a Polaris store in winter. And we got all sorts of cool shit. Like I had a Blavica, a wool Blavica, and just
what the
barely.
Fuck is that?
That's a face mask.
It's those face masks that you pull over.
You could have told me it was some kind of...
Well, it's a face mask, a Polaris face mask, right? And it's wool, thick wool, had the Polaris logo on it.
Could have been socks, and I wouldn't have known the difference.
And so I get all this stuff from this place. It's a Polaris dealer when I was young, just because had a helmet, had that face mask on, had about 3 layers of everything on, and the lights on those were just shit. They were junk lights. You can't see but 15 yards, 20 yards in front of you. Here I am ripping behind the house in our cabin lot, and the gate was open the last time I went through it, but this time it was closed, and I went right through that gate. It tore right through it. I wrapped up in the barbed wire upside down and tore the helmet off, and I untangled myself out. I remember it like, dude, it was like yesterday. And I run up to my grandma and grandpa's. Well, I get halfway there. It was exactly about 400 yards, quarter mile away. And I could feel hot shit running down my face. And I'm like, God, it's just sweat or something. Yeah. And I put my hand down and it's just solid red, solid blood. And I'm like, well, how bad is this going to be? It's going to be really bad, or it's just get to the house, tore the helmet off. All it did was barely cut my scalp. A piece of barbed wire went in and I was just bleeding like a freaking sieve right out the top. And had to rewire the kill switch, the brake, everything was just tore off the handlebars. But ever since then, it's just something that I always kind of am aware of. And then with this last snow, that was like actually the first really bad experience that I had doing shit like that. And it was at night, so there's a little bit of
you hear a lot of bad stories.
Was it at night
bad.
or dark?
No, it was in the dark at night.
Like not sunset. Like
no. This was like now, and I don't know why I was doing. I don't remember I was just ripping, just going, just having fun, just doing a thing. All decked out, had the snow machine started up there with snow, and I was just going. And And it's not like we don't know how to operate shit. It's just, I mean, we have.
It's just that we don't know how to operate it at a fucking normal speed.
It's not. It's just like you don't know how to operate it.
As soon as you turn it on
at a normal speed,
as soon as you turn it on, the stupidity jumps on.
Yeah,
stupidity's riding with you.
It's like it's not a throttle. It's more of an on-off switch.
No shit.
So what happened with Diaz, the snowstorm, it snowed a lot, and then there was a point where all of that snow got hard and crusted. And then it snowed again. So when it's a whiteout, dude, it's like a blackout. You can't see drifts. You can't
Especially
see
when there's
what's
no sun. It's just, the overcast and you can't see shit.
And even if it is really, yeah, that's true. Even if it is certain times where it's a really bright white, it's just like, what's what?
Yeah,
You're screaming along, dude, and it's just like a monolithic tone of nothing. And you look down and you're going 100, and it's just like
all those first drifts got hard as shit, and then we got another snowstorm a week later or whatever.
That was quite a bit.
And covered them up. So the hard shit's underneath. Some of it's exposed.
And you can't see it.
It would just fucking destroy you.
Kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Kill you. And this is where I'm going with that. So we're chasing the cows out of the stack yard, and we're straight north here, a mile away, and we're ripping. And it was on the Instagram story. We're ripping across this alfalfa field, which usually those are pretty good and flat.
When you say ripping, you're going like 100.
You're talking about ripping on a boost.
On a 850 boost.
Yeah.
Going fast. And you go from 70 to 90 now.
Yeah.
Not in a blink now. Fucking you're there.
Yeah.
And we're going across this.
What was that sound again?
We're going across this alfalfa field, and I think I had it on the GoPro. I'd have to look. I think I hit 80. I'm pretty sure I hit 80 just because I wasn't planning on exceeding even 70.
You never are.
Oh shit.
And the thing is, we knew the drifts are like that.
They're there, but
and why are we still doing that stupid shit?
Because it was flat, and it's just like, dude, there aren't
going to be drifts here.
But after this all happened, you're like, I knew those drifts were going to be there like that.
But not like that.
But not.
Dude, so I hit one, and I can see it. Just a little different color, just sticking out like a shark.
That's when you need to lock up your brakes.
No, dude, it would have. There's no way.
Fuck that.
I'm fairly certain I hit 80 on that bitch. And those new Polaris, they have a 7S display that's a big, it's like a 3x5. Yeah. So you can see that shit right as plain as day with that GoPro. And of course I am looking at I wasn't looking at the speedometer till after I reviewed the GoPro footage, but I'm getting close to that thing, and right now it's on it. I hit it, and I know I was in the air, and I'm like, shit, boom. And I hit the ground, and I start slowing down, and Keith and John pull up, and I'm like, dude, I fucking launched off that thing. I hit it hard, and we turn around. We mess around. John's tipping over and doing some stupid shit.
Throwing his gun in the snow, just messing around.
Getting stuck.
And you were like, well, let's go check that shit out.
Let's go check our tracks. Yeah. And we get to the tracks, and there are no tracks where I hit that.
We're like, freaking.
I took 20 huge steps, which are probably 4 feet per step. More like closer to 4 feet than 3 feet.
Yeah, right. Because the whole time you were doing it, I'm like, dude, why the hell are you taking such big of steps? Yeah. Like, take a normal step.
And it was 20 of those big steps. So you can either go 20 times 4, 20 times 3.5, 20 times 5, whatever. But it was freaking
every bit of 60 feet.
Every bit of nothing. No track, no ski, no nothing hitting that snow.
Jumping 60 feet, I mean, that's one thing. It's whatever it is. But to jump 60 feet at 80 miles an hour when you don't know you're going to jump 60 feet, that's something else.
It bucked me. I was barely hitting my ass on the seat, and it hit that bitch, and my ass went boom, and it shot me up a little bit. And if it would have...
You think you were 2 feet off the ground the whole way?
Not maybe 2 feet max. Yep. So that goes to show you how fast of a torpedo that was going. And then I'm like, dude, that's just.
And you only had what, a 80-yard running start to that? You got going that fast in less than 100 yards?
Yeah, but I could have went way faster. I mean, in theory,
we should try that again.
I'm over that. We
got back to the house, and you were like, my adrenaline's still going.
Oh, I was cranked. Yeah. And that's what sucks, because you get that rush. You get an adrenaline rush on anything like that. And then you need it again. Yeah, you just want to go do it again. Like today, we got these cows, these idiot cows that are getting into the stack yard just because they can climb over the
snow drifts into the.
Yep. So they climb right over the snow drift. So what we're doing is we're going to have to put a electric fence up, but we'll go down there and chase them out. And then earlier today, I hit 105 just like right now on the road. And just with my Oakleys and my stocking cap, and your cheeks are literally going, and it's just, you get done and your whole body's just hot, adrenaline just fucking ripping. And all you did was go from 0 to over 100 in like 300 yards on the road, flat strip.
Yeah.
But if, it's a fun thing. So before I got my boost, Keith still has his RMK Pro. And we had a little ordeal on that bitch. Remember that?
No.
Yeah, we have to talk about it, dude, because your brother and I are your brother and I are off on our own doing something, and we're like, "Where's Keith at?" I'm like, we shut our sleds off, and we're like at least a mile and a half away, yeah. And can't hear you. We're sitting there talking, like, "Oh fuck, where'd Keith?" He's like, "Oh, he just went right over there." And then about a half an hour later, you can hear you screaming across, and
it was
you pull
that
in.
long.
Oh yeah, it was probably 20 minutes to half an hour. We were gonna go look for him.
I had to walk it off for a little while, man.
Holy shit!
This was bad
I had
too.
to walk it off for real.
Not as bad as John's, but pretty fucking bad.
now.
Mine wasn't as stupid as John's. That's more like it.
Hey, task at hand. Stay on topic. We
So,
don't
yeah,
need no.
we're going
shit.
You guys went north and I went south.
Yep.
And I just opened a gate, so I didn't get a super hot run at it.
Luckily.
Yeah, for real. But I don't know. I probably went 60 or 70 yards after I opened the gate.
Which gives you how fast were you going? You think?
I don't know. I have no idea. I was ripping, but I don't know how fast I was going. And I was going right down a fence line, and there was barbed wire underneath the snow, like just under the snow line. I couldn't see it, but it was under the snow, and my ski hooked it. And I was going. So
just so you guys understand the concept of this, it's been 50, 60 below wind chill, and if there's a loop of barbed wire that's down underneath the snow, that shit is like anchored in place.
Yeah, and I ripped that shit right out. Not all the way, but it fucking ripped
So what he's saying is Keith's going on his sled, and the barbed wire's
There's a loop.
Yeah.
And his ski
hooked that
hooked
shit.
through the loops.
Somehow hooked that shit. And it was under the snow. So I don't know. But my front left ski hooked it. And I was going west, and instantly
I was going east.
instantly
at 180 my ass in the air, and my sled flew on its flipped on its side. So the first thing that hit was the back of my tunnel, and it fucking launched me like a slingshot. I don't know how far I flew. It was a long ass ways, and I had my fucking AR on my back, broke my sling. My shit was everywhere, dude. It's a good thing I had my helmet on.
because you think you would have been fucking lit.
Oh fuck yeah, for sure. But I hit the ground, and it hurt so bad, dude. I had to walk it off for. My sled was still running. I got up and I flipped it up and I killed it. My handlebar was fucked.
Yeah,
It was pointing straight down, but I seriously probably had to walk it off for like 10 minutes. It hurt so damn bad that I had to check my ass to make sure I didn't shoot myself with my AR, dude. It hurt that bad. I thought I fucking shot myself in the ass.
That's bad.
Broke your sling? Did you say that?
Oh yeah, broke my sling. Fuck, my gun was full of snow. I didn't.
Did you
give a
check
shit.
your zero?
No, I didn't.
Open sight.
I was angry. Yeah, I was
Irons.
Yeah.
So might have had a bent barrel.
Yeah, all for nothing. For stupid shit.
For fun.
Yeah, fucking stupid
Yeah.
shit.
Yep. Just for speed.
Yeah.
To gain.
But like I said, it's a good thing that gate was there, because I would have been full fucking.
It would have It would have probably tore your whole ski
It
off
didn't even
first.
scratch the paint on my sled, dude.
That's
but
what's
it
crazy.
fucked up my handlebar and bent my tunnel.
No shit.
Rippled the side of your tunnel, dude.
We
Rippled your ass too.
Dude, seriously,
bad.
I haven't hurt that bad in a long time. I had to walk it off for real and ask myself what I did to somebody to get my ass that bad.
Shit. That's how it goes. It's just, it happens so fast.
Yeah.
And then the Ken Block deal, everybody knows about that. How that shit went down. That was just, it's a bad deal, man.
It's just that you hear fucking stories about stuff like that, and it's like,
But if you think about it, how easy is it to happen?
Oh yeah. How
You
quick it
on
happens.
a machine like that, how
Yeah.
fucking
Well,
easy.
Even if you're not going fast.
Yeah.
Like when we were chasing cows and I was on my dirt bike, a little loop of wire hooked over my foot, yanked my ass right off. I can't believe it. If I wasn't wearing riding boots, it would have broke the shit out of my
You
foot.
never think that shit, and then
Wire's
there was
dangerous.
it's freaking.
It's like, I remember this, Jeff Slattery. He said, it's not if it's going to happen when you do this shit, it's when.
Yeah.
And I go through, I'm like, no, it's not going to. And then up north, I'm hauling ass trying to catch John on my KTM.
And I'm sitting at the gate going,
Where's
I
he
wonder
at?
where James is.
Dude, I 30 miles an hour is so effing slow on those bikes. It's like walking speed. I had to be going 40, and I go and hit a cattle trail. And when you hit a cattle trail, you're screwed. You're screwed. Any little bit is something's going to grab either your disc
Yeah, that's
or,
the thing. On dirt bikes, you hit that shit. When there's enough snow, you don't. You know, on
exactly.
sleds,
It's all smooth over the top of it.
Yeah,
And
so
even if you do wreck, you've got worst case scenario, an inch of soft landing. Best case scenario, feet
just like
of
that
soft landing.
snowdrift you jumped off of, we were sitting there, stopped, and you were coming up behind us, and you couldn't have stopped, so you just throttled it. It was like a 10-foot drop off you had to jump off of down here on that snowdrift when Jeff was sitting. Me and Jeff,
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
It's the
It's stuff like that
Yeah.
you normally probably,
that was a little different, but
Still.
on dirt bikes, you hit everything.
you're going to hit it hard
Cow
if you
trails,
hit it.
holes, shit like that, where it's not an issue on sleds if there's enough snow.
And on that motorcycle, it hit me and it shot me right off the side right now. My bike stuck in that trail. It just went.
Did you hit it perpendicular, like teed up to it?
I just ended up. I was cruising with it. I was going parallel to it, and all of a sudden, it turned into from a patch of little blue stem like this to a patch of little blue stem like this with a freaking 2-foot cattle trail in it that you just couldn't see.
And if you'd seen it, you probably could have throttled over it, but
I in that spot I was screwed.
were you?
Yeah, because it was like cow trail, deeper. It was bad deal. And I hit that shit and it shot me straight down into the ground. And that's one of those things. If I wouldn't have had a helmet, dude, I probably would
You
have
said
had.
it knocked your ass out, right?
Oh yeah, for a split second.
And to
I
knock
got
your
up
ass-
and I'm like, I instantly felt sick, and I'm like, well, I haven't had a concussion for a long time, and I guarantee you I have one now. Which it was just a split second, but I think it might have just been sick because it was just an initial shock, pain in the shoulder and knockout. Never puked, nothing. Got up. My first impression was my shoulders fucking blown out because that's what stuck me into the side of the ground. And the first thing I do instantly is just go like this. I just raised my arm up to make sure that I could do it. And I did it, and I'm like, all right, my shoulder's not fucking out. It's still intact. Because I had no idea. I was blacked out, and it took me probably 5 months to recover from that, which shoulder injuries can fuck you up forever.
Oh, yeah. I
So
had a couple surgeries on mine.
after that, I'm like, done.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know you had shoulder surgeries.
Yeah.
from baseball, dude, sliding in, and then tearing shit out.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
And then we have John's. John's was the worst.
John's
is the worst, dude.
Helmet.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
never listen. Me and James wear a
I
helmet.
don't fucking want to spend $200 on fucking helmet.
Hey,
He doesn't wear a
Yeah,
helmet.
exactly.
The $200 is not my logic. My logic is if I get hit in the head hard enough to kill me, I'd rather be dead than be a vegetable.
Fuck that. So that's like saying, all right, if I wouldn't have wore a helmet on my KTM, I would have been a vegetable without a helmet. But since I wore a helmet,
Maybe.
I came out just fine. No, it's not like that, dude. It's not even like that at all.
If you need me, I'll buy you a helmet, bro.
Yeah,
Well, I got my dirt bike helmet.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
no,
And we give you shit all the time about wearing a helmet. And he never does.
It's snow. You can't. What the fuck's gonna happen? It's not like I'm gonna need staples.
Well, we
in
don't
my
want to find
head
out.
or anything.
Yeah, you probably would have not got staples in your head.
That would have been what happened. So we were cruising along, and I was following James and Keith.
No,
kinda
you
like
weren't.
I always do.
You were
No.
not following us.
for an extent.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 4 miles
I was
back.
gonna say, 'cause me and-
4 miles back, he was
Because
following
me and
us.
James are always like, "Where in the fuck did John go?"
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
sitting there on a hill. We're sitting
Yeah.
on a hill.
Yeah,
Cause you guys are on you guys are on 800 frickin' cc machines plus, and I'm on a 550. So if I got to keep up with you guys, I got to hold speed. I can't speed up like you can.
Dude, but we're not going that fast.
40, 50.
For you to not keep
75,
up?
Dude.
Yeah. You know how long it takes that sled to get up to 45 or 50 in powder? Like, you can't do it almost.
Okay,
in powder.
Anyway.
But regardless, I don't even think you were actually trying to follow us at that time because me and James were both like, why in the fuck is he not following us?
Oh, because you guys were pissed because you were chasing something.
Well, this was after. No, it wasn't because I was out. I was out of something. Called fucking ammo. Called ammo. I was out of that. Anyway, so we do what we do, and we'll go into that probably at the end here. And if we have to cut it out, we will. But it's not illegal. We're doing our thing, and we get stopped.
Which John's sled is brand new, but the lights aren't the LED lights.
But they're still good, dude.
But they're pretty good.
Oh yeah, but it's also
it was kind of a shitty time of the day.
It's right at sunset, like the time you don't want to be doing shit, where your lights kind of help, but they kind of don't help.
Yeah,
they kind of are almost a false sense of security because you can only still see 40 yards in front of you.
So generally, when you can't see that far, you like, all right, fucking
take your goggles off.
Well, I got them taken off.
So before we get to that, here's what happened. So Keith and I end up getting our job done, and we're sitting on a hill.
Cold as shit.
It's just terrible.
It was cold that night.
And I don't have, anyway, we're sitting there.
Oh, it was cold that night.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And I check I'm like, dude, is that, we look to the west. I look to the west, I'm like, because I could hear it. Like, is that John? And it was literally 2 miles away.
And
you
what
could just see a tailgate. And Keith's like, no.
We all turn our Snapchat locations on for shit like this.
I don't think mine was on then.
Something were to happen,
you could at least
find the fucking corpse.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
You know, it's like
so so I could see that tailgate, and I'm like, is that John? And he's like, I don't think so, dude. He's not that far. He's not that far.
Because it was, he was halfway home.
Maybe, yeah, pretty close.
That's where he was going. It's like, why would he just
ditch out,
bolt out, and not look for us?
So I look on my snap on my phone, and then there's a Snapchat from John. And the next thing I'm like, hit a fence. Don't know how bad it is. I'm like, well,
I didn't even see any of that.
What the fuck? I'm like, well, I never even read something.
It was John. That's all you said.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
And then we get to halfway home, and our shit's freezing up like so bad we have to stop.
Yeah.
And I look, and John's like, made it home. Everything's fine. And I'm like, oh, well, fucking, what shit should be. You just, yeah. And then we get home. That's all and then we get home, and then somebody.
When we pulled into the house,
you guys parked your snowmobiles in the shop and everything before you came inside.
John's wife was walking out and she started the vehicle. I'm like, what are you doing?
I pulled in the yard and it was started. She was getting ready to leave.
Oh, okay. And I'm like, what are you doing or whatever? And she's like, I got to take John to the hospital or something. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, he went through a fence, but he doesn't want you to know.
I'm like, I told her not to tell anybody, but obviously not like you guys. I'm like, don't be like calling people and be like, I'm taking John into the hospital.
I was like, what?
I don't know why she would.
So then I was instantly pissed. Like, I'm like, what the fuck, John?
Yeah, you just ditch out, and then we're like, what?
Yeah, and then John's coming out, and he's got his jugular's hanging out of his fucking neck. It's like, Jesus, blood running down. He's got,
jugular might be a little excessive. Well, I was a ways behind these guys. They got away from me for whatever reason.
Because we were running 850s.
And I was kind of cruising along, and I'm like, I don't even know where these guys are at. Fucking la la la. And all of a sudden, I see their lights, and I'm like, oh, hey, there they are. And I cross a fence line, and I'm like, okay, I'm good for
a lot of the fences are snowed over, so it's not an issue really.
Yeah.
But
and I cross a fence line, so I go, oh, I'm good for a little ways. So I speed up, and as soon as I speed up, and you know, the more we ride sleds after this, every time that I'm out riding, I go, I was going faster than I thought when I did that. Because initially, I told you guys, I was probably going like 20 or 30, maybe 30. The more I think about it, dude, I might have been going 40.
Yeah, you never go 30
or faster.
Who
Never.
goes 30?
When you're slowing
No
down to
shit.
go through a gate,
Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
might hit 30.
And I'm still speeding up, and I go, steel post, fuck. And it was that fast.
So you knew, like, before.
Oh, absolutely. And
So before you would have died, you would have known what was going to happen to you. You wouldn't have just died. You would have.
Exactly. And there was probably, I don't know, a foot of wire, a foot of steel posts exposed, and then the wire. So it hit the front of my skis, popped onto my hood. I think. This is all fucking speculation.
Yeah.
Popped onto my hood, and then my windshield shot it up. And a long time ago, I drove a four-wheeler through, like James said, through a fence.
Yeah,
through
over there
Yep.
at that gate at the bull pasture
So
gate.
I
Now there's a freaking flashy crunched
yeah,
up.
I hung it there. So we
So you're
never
an experienced fence
we
guy.
never had bulls in that pasture before that. There was never a gate there. And for whatever reason, we started putting them in there. We put up a gate, and I didn't know there was a gate there until I drove through it. Well, when I drove through it, I instantly leaned back, and all the wire went over me. I don't know if it was just dumb luck or instinct, or I've seen it done or what. But I did the same thing when I went through underneath this wire, and it hit the windshield.
You probably
and
did it
wad
because
up.
the wire fucking ripped you back.
No, because I instantly know. I was standing up and I saw the wire and I went, fuck. I sat down and I leaned back thinking.
Oh, you were standing up on your sled, you mean?
Yeah, I was standing up because
Yeah.
I think I was coming over a hill. I don't know.
That would be hard to do for me, to go with the flow, to lay on your back. Yeah. I would be like fucking.
That
Yeah,
would have been
yeah.
better. To take,
Yeah.
You could take a lot in your chest.
Yeah, but fucking dude, that wire would cut your fucking shit right now into. It would just go chainsaw, fucking going 40 to your bone.
Obviously not, because it didn't. It went,
That's because you laid back.
You laid down like a little bitch.
caught me on.
Holy shit, dude.
Dude, I'm still
Okay,
thinking
so-
about this. Like,
so
I could
you-
have fucking jumped or something. Like, freaked
You
out.
laid back so hard that you gave yourself fucking.
No, fuck no, because that wire still hit me.
Okay.
For whatever reason, it was fucking negative 50 degrees plus wind chill. So I had on all kinds of layers, and I had on a scarf wrapped around my neck.
Literally
2 times.
negative 40 or 50.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
wind
it's
chill.
That's
so
not
cold.
exaggerating.
Yeah.
I had a good thick scarf. I had my good Cryptek coat on that zips up to your eyeballs, and I had it zipped up.
The hoodie
The hoodie.
Yeah.
that they don't make anymore that they need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wink, wink, Cryptek.
Saved your freaking
on
juggler.
it.
Saved your juggler.
Most of it, anyways.
Yeah.
And I had something else too, around my throat. Like that headband that you got me, Cryptek headband. Nothing substantial, like t-shirt, but a little bit of a windbreak. And I laid back, and it popped over the windshield. I don't know if I was laid back all the way when it hit me, or if it caught me as I was laying back. But it got me right in the throat, dude.
Yes.
Hard as
Shit, and it got you right in the
shit.
throat.
And
And there's a rack on the back of John's sled.
Yep. And
Like a metal
still
rack.
thinking about this more and more, it caught me at my throat and it whipped me off the back. My shoulder hit my rack and it fucked up my shoulder. Like when I got home, Allie wasn't even looking at the blood. She was like, your shoulder's broken. Your shoulder's dislocated. We got to go. And I'm like,
I didn't
all
know
right.
that.
I'm like, I can move my shoulder and shit. It feels fine. And then my head had to have hit my tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
And I instantly got up. Well,
As far as you know,
as
huh?
far as I know, I could have been laying there for 20 minutes as far as I know.
You weren't, though, because you made it a long ways when we
Yeah.
finally seen you.
But I got up and had the foresight to be like, okay, I don't have my gun. Grabbed it, holstered it, picked up
You had an AR?
my pistol.
Okay.
It freaking underneath, inside my waistband, and it ripped it out. Picked it up, holstered it, picked up my goggles. No, I guarantee the first thing that I did was I grabbed my throat and went, I might be dead. I might be dead. I said it out loud because
That's
the
what
first
that's why I was
time I
fucking-
tried to say it, I couldn't say it. That's how hard it smashed my throat.
Yeah, your throat hurt like 3 weeks later still, you said.
above my Adam's apple, it still don't feel normal.
That's why I was so fucking pissed. Like when I seen your throat, dude, I'm like, we could have seriously found your ass dead laying there.
Yeah, and
How
that's
close it was to that point.
As soon as I got
fuck, John.
as soon as I, the first thing I did was I grabbed my throat and thought that I cut my throat. So I was like doing the whole
floppy
what
salmon?
is it? Snow dolphin. It was it the Kentucky ballistics guy that stuff a thumb in it.
Yeah.
Instantly, I go, I don't know if I cut my throat or not, but I'm grabbing this motherfucker. And my left hand clutched my throat and squeezed. And I picked up my shit. Why the fuck I'm picking up shit when I think I'm bleeding out? No idea. And then I get on my snowmobile. It's still running. And I go, what if I black out somewhere between here and where I'm going and nobody has a clue? So I pull out my phone and get on Snapchat, and my fucking fingers are wet and frostbit and not working.
Well, they weren't frostbite yet, but
they weren't frostbit yet.
They were on the way.
They were the next
They
day.
were cold.
They were on their way, right?
And oh my gosh, I like people say that your fine motor skills go, and I don't know if they went or if my phone wasn't working or if my fingers were wet so it wasn't working, but I could not work my phone for shit. And it sucked. But I'm like, I got to send James and Keith a message. I couldn't text. So I got in Snapchat and I just sent him a video and I go, I went through a fence. I don't know how bad it is. I'm going home. That's all I said. I sent it to him. And
Meanwhile,
we
were 300, 400 yards away with a disassembled SIG M17. Okay,
covered in blood. And I was scared to turn my camera on myself or look at my hand because I didn't know if I was dumping liters of blood or if I just got clotheslined. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But I knew that it hurt like fucking hell. And I was already covered in blood from prior activities anyway.
You're on your period?
Yeah. That time of the month.
That's gross, dude. Why did I say that?
That is yucky.
Shit. Cool. Fuck.
So I'm clutching my throat, trying not to bleed out, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going home. I'm bolting out as fast as I can. And all my fingers are starting to get cold. My nose is starting to get cold. Everything. And
you were probably 3-4 miles from home, maybe?
Straight shot, but I didn't go straight shot. I took roads so I could go faster.
Yeah.
And I get home and I'm telling Allie, and I'm like, you need to get this shit off me. I don't know if I'm bleeding a lot or if there's just blood. And turns out all those layers around my throat 100% saved my ass.
So Cryptech saved you.
Cryptech saved my life. Hashtag Cryptech saved my life. Because I've got one cut that Keith noticed that was, well, I noticed it too, but Keith was worried about it right across my jugular. And it's still swelled up and it's scarred up.
Can you see the scar easy?
I don't know if you can see it, but you can
Oh,
feel
shit.
it.
You can see it, dude. It's a freaking lumped up dice right there.
But if I would have been wearing one layer less, that would have cut into my jugular
That was
instead
the
of
one I thought
scratched
was the
across
worst.
it.
I didn't think the one on your head was as bad as it was. I thought that one on your neck was way worse, but
Yeah, but then my tunnel gashed my head open, and I went into the hospital to make sure that my shoulder was all right.
You only had to get 20 staples for that, right?
At 25.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean,
What's it is?
20 to 25.
So basically,
20,
part of your
whatever.
your scalp was fucking flopped open
Yeah.
underneath your shit. And if you would have wore a helmet, it would never have happened.
Darn right.
Shit.
And my shoulder was nothing. It was just a freaking hematoma, just a big old swelled up knot, like someone stuck a golf ball.
I didn't
through my
even know your
skin.
shoulder was
I didn't
messed
either.
up.
I
Dude,
didn't
it
either.
was it was just a big old lump.
So do you think if you wouldn't have lifted weights, your shoulder would have got freaking broken all the shit?
I think if I wouldn't have lifted weights, my throat probably would have gotten broken all the shit.
So moral of the story, if you want to do stupid shit, lift weights.
That's what I told Jimmy. I go, that's how tough I am. I just broke the barbed wire with my throat.
What did Slim say about that?
He goes, really?
I could see him doing that too.
Oh, he was freaking out.
That's bad, dude. That's bad. I'm close enough with what I did to say, all right, I'm good, man. And then tomorrow we'll go 115 again.
Let's do it again
Yeah,
tomorrow.
no shit.
We lived today. We might as well try it again tomorrow, right?
Fuck, that's just bad. You constantly chase it. And just think of those guys that do like
what Ken Block does?
not even that, like worse, like free climbing.
That's worse?
Oh yeah. I
Way
think
more
with
dangerous
no
than
ropes or
walking
anything, dude, just going straight up the side of a cliff with no safety net whatsoever. Just think of that. But that's a reason. Like that's what I was watching. There's a guy. This is exactly how we're going here. All right, guys. And I've said this again, and I'm going to use this analogy a lot of times because it is freaking good. You have this right here for visual perspective. You have a jar here, and let's actually use coffee as a deal. So you have two coffee cups. You have your luck, and you have your skill, and you have they're both perfectly balanced. They're both right across, because no matter what, you even if you're a coyote hunter, you want to have luck on your side. No matter how good you are, if I will take luck over skill predator hunting any day of the week, because that means when I walk into a set, I'm lucky that there's a coyote right over that hill.
Yep.
You could be the best hunter in the world,
Yeah, you
and
could
if
be
that
as skilled
coyote's
as
not
possible,
there,
but if there's no coyote there,
you're exactly. And you could call that stars lining up, you could call it luck, you could call it karma, whatever. But anyway, here's what I'm getting at. Pertaining to the conversations that we had today, you have two cups, you have skill and you have luck. They're both full. The more stupid shit you do every day, you're taking a marble out of your luck or out of your skill and putting in your luck. And eventually for you're going to run out of
your luck runs out.
Exactly. You every day you do stupid shit, you pull a marble out of your luck and put it in your skill, pull it out. And one day, man, you're going to run you are, no matter what, sooner or later, maybe tomorrow, you just take that whole half of luck and dump it straight in and your shit's out of luck tomorrow. But eventually you're going to run out and you're going to be fucking toast. Maybe not dead toast, but hurt or
barbed wire.
Yeah. A story to tell about it.
Yeah.
A scar.
Yeah. If you're lucky,
a knockout.
you can tell the story, right?
Yeah. Or a wrecked machine.
Because, dude, you and there's guys I guarantee that listen to us. I've heard of it along, the guys back east where that glacier crushed the eastern half of the state and they have piles of rocks. Just think of that. You wouldn't be able to see one of those in snow and everything's solid white straight into a pile of rocks or single wire fences, dude. I've heard of them decapitating guys, cutting their shit right off. And that's my peripheral, my eyes, my senses are going a million times a second when I'm ripping across her, dude. Even I know this like the back of your hand, this pasture does not have a fence here. My shit's just going fucking.
Yeah.
Because it takes you, like we're saying, with these machines, man, you go a half of a mile in a split second right now.
Well, that's just like we were the other day. Those two guys we were with are like, God, you guys disappear real fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeff and Brad, they're like, dude, you guys they're like, we look up and you guys are gone. We have to follow your tracks to find you. And that's how it is. You are just gone.
And even like that 550, when you compare it to like the machines you said you ran in high school, that one I run is a completely different level. And then the ones you guys run are like a different solar system, dude.
Yeah. Unreal. Like tonight, we went down on the wheat stubble where Tate stripper headed it, and there was still a couple foot of snow in there.
Oh yeah,
probably.
Yeah, it was full.
Oh, if you just want to peg your throttle down, the reason that we couldn't keep doing a full straight on wheelie is because there was during the first snowstorm we made cuts through it for tracks, and if you would hit one of those hard spots, you would freaking be bad deal. But you can instantly on those just throttle that bitch all the way up. Boom, it'll stand your ass right up all the way, just now. And with those older machines, you never even.
You'd getting stuck in that.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't even go in it. And then with my first initial concept of buying a snowmobile was just to make tracks for coyotes to run on back and forth.
You did say that
too. I'm like, if all these guys are going to be coming, all these neighbors are coming in.
For years you've been saying that.
To the river.
I'm going to go fucking buy a snowmobile, make tracks for them coyotes to run on so those tracks ice over and they can get away.
Because you guys know what happens if you've ever, when we were young, we did it a lot. we would crush. And we've got stories that my dad would tell us stories, and our dads, and they would go and kill 50 coyotes a day easy, dude, on a snow machine. And that's when those, like we said, those coyotes are $100+ a pop. So
there's all kinds of incentive, every incentive in the world to do it at that price.
Oh yeah. And the
pay for your sled in a day.
But here's another thing too. So a lot of guys, we got a lot of shit ton of flack. We'd do Instagram stories, like I'd show Keith and John with their carbines freaking geared up, slung up on them, and people like, dude, that's illegal as fuck. I'm like, not in our state.
Yeah.
If you're on your own ground or you're on your neighbor's ground, you go with them. What are they gonna do? They fucking for fuck's sakes, they fly over them with an airplane and shoot them. And the thing is, out here in the middle of nowhere where there's nothing, I mean, you want to be careful with your firearm, period. Which is, and it's not like you but if you have that kind of an issue, then you probably shouldn't be on a snowmobile. If you think you need to start shooting at a coyote while you're throttling up to him, you don't fucking need to do it.
Yeah.
But usually
that phone you were looking for earlier.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well, let's just roll through it.
Wireless collar. Yeah, remember how pissed I got downstairs because there's not even a hub, dude. There's not even a docking station for it. Where the fuck did she put it? Stupid. How professional of a podcast is this when you don't have the fucking phone shut off? Jeez.
You couldn't find it. Well, the wireless collar is calling though.
Yeah, they're gonna get it. I'm gonna call them back and tell them that they're disconnected from any
blocked
forever. But the whole concept with snowmobiles is it's not illegal in our state to hunt coyotes from a snow machine. It's not illegal. And generally we don't do it because of the fact that we like to film. We don't, I mean, like okay, here's a prime example. We went to what was that last prime rib supper that we went to? Who put that on? Crop one.
Dude. Crop insurance deal.
Yes. And
Lauren Hansen.
Yep, our crop insurance, good dude. And we get done eating badass prime rib, and there's one of our buddies, Jeff, was there, and he comes up and we're talking to him. We're like, towards the end of the conversation, he's like, dude, you guys got to bring them snowmobiles over. We got coyotes that come out of these. Nobody can kill them. We need to kill them before calving, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, we're doing something that is against every incentive in my body. It's the most unsportsmanlike.
It's the last thing you would think we would do.
It's the most unsportsmanlike act.
But damn, is it fun?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like exactly. It goes against every fiber of your moral being. Like there's nothing about it that goes, this is right. This is okay. This is something that you should be doing. Because there's no sportsmanship to it. That all goes right out the window.
Dude,
it's like Mike Tyson fighting a baby. There's no chance in anything.
No,
it's
just
point
over.
Where I'm like, what in the fuck are we actually doing?
Yeah, it's the thing is the way that our state looks at it is, okay, the X amount of dollars goes to state trappers, to the game fish and parks, takes it out of their annual salary or income or whatever it is, to basically pay ranchers back or pay state trappers to fix a problem that's there. Because coyotes are a problem to a lot of guys, whether it's sheep or cattle or people think that it is and it's really not. Regardless, you're not going to tell them it's not if they think it is. To most people out there, a dead coyote's the only good coyote. That's just how it works. Rules, Texas, but we can use snow machines to hunt coyotes legally, and a lot of these guys that hunt, are we getting some shit going down? Oh, yes, I know who that is. That's funny, dude. That's hilarious.
We're talking about you, Shane.
Bolt,
Larry.
But it's one of those things. Like we told Jeff, we're at this meeting, we get done eating prime rib, and we're like, dude, this is one of the most unsportsmanlike things you can do. And he looked What did he say? He said he's had a really good comeback. He goes, yeah, what did he say? Just like
I don't know.
Just like something about deer. Just like them eating a calf or something, or just like them eating a newborn calf right out of a cow, unsportsmanlike, something like that. And I'm like, that's a good way to put it, dude.
Yeah.
But the whole concept is to eliminate predators because of their natural, their how well they can reproduce, and they're just so resilient of a species. You can basically do anything to them, and they just keep coming back twice fold.
Yeah.
So we do this year with snow. It's either us walk every day over to feed, get in the tractor, and then in the evenings we go shoot, or we go walk our asses 2 miles across snow with fucking snowshoes because it's waist deep, and just listen to everybody screaming across, murdering shit. Or it's us doing it and making tracks, because more than likely those guys that we go with aren't going to listen to this podcast, right?
No,
I don't think so.
No way.
So let's assume that they're not going to listen to it, and say that when we go with them, 90% of the coyotes that we see,
they don't
die. Yeah, they just go. Well, one time I was driving, dude. I drove across this hill, and I'm like looking, and I see like 12 coyotes, and I just let them go. And I'm like, we could have fucking smoked all of them. I'm like, these guys don't even see them, so just let them go.
That's like the other day. I chased that one. I chased him to the river. Let him go.
Yeah.
Before they could see him.
And like the other, yes, it's just one of those things where
if you see a coyote and if you really wanted to, he would never live.
It's like thermal almost too.
Yeah, as soon as you see him with those sleds, there's no chance he has no chance to live.
It's a bad deal.
Unless you die on your way to get him.
Yeah, it's that bad.
So like as far as that goes, there's certain instances where we will lose our shit and just go murder mode.
Yeah.
One instance was
I was wondering if you're going to bring that one up.
We can. You guys can tell it if you want.
No,
we go into.
It wasn't even me and John kind of egged it on actually.
We go into a spot.
Well, we knew it was going to happen too.
We go into a spot, and I think that probably the pressure that is caused in that area isn't from us. It's from to the west. You know who I'm talking
Probably
about?
not.
Oh yeah,
probably not listening either.
Exactly. So anyway, they
but
just.
It's kind of a spot that we save because we know there's coyotes there.
Oh,
and we
100%.
know we can get good footage there if no one dicks them up from across the fence line either direction.
We did get footage north of there this year though.
Yeah, we did.
Early,
early on.
Yeah.
A double. You got it.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah. And so anyway, we're sitting there along this tree line, and we've camoed out, and we've got 4 coyotes and 3 coyotes, 4 coyotes in there. Two of them are about a half a mile further to the north, and the other 2 are only about a half a mile north of us.
Yeah.
And we start doing our thing, calling, and there's a point when, and a lot of you guys, this is just like some information for you. When it snows a lot of times coyotes aren't going to exert that. If it doesn't benefit them,
they got to go a long ways.
They're not going to do it.
Yeah.
They're not going to burn more calories than
Especially
what that meal is going to be.
Not super hard. If it's hard for them to get there, that snow's not crusted up and they're falling through that snow.
Yeah.
You're not going to get them to go very far.
It's just, if they're going to burn more of those calories that they're going to take in from that meal, they know.
Yeah.
They know what they're going to get to and what they're not, how far away something is for them to exert the energy. But we sit there and we start calling, and this coyote turns instantaneously. Yeah. He gets up and just starts, he says, I'm out, fuck this. And
he stopped, he got up, turned around, looked at us, and just walked the opposite direction.
Just gets gone.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude.
Didn't run, just walked away.
Said,
he might have taken one other one with him.
Yeah, started to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we can either we could set up a bait pile here and get some thermal footage, or we can just wipe the slate right now. And Keith and John just started laughing.
We knew what was going to happen.
So we went back and we freaking annihilated.
No. We fucking went home and got the sleds.
Yes, exactly. What did I say?
The whole time James was like, I'm getting that one. I'm going after that one.
That one.
I don't care what you guys do, but I'm getting that one.
I'm fucking going. You guys hang on that west ridge line and follow that ridge. Yeah. I'm going straight northeast in that low ground, and I'm going to find that fucker. So
we did.
It was how far is it from Clarence to the highway?
3 miles about. Yep.
So a mile wide.
A mile wide by 3 miles long.
that we have that we can legally smash shit in.
That's where they got to leave to get to safe, you know, to be okay.
And basically they only made it not even halfway there.
We knew what direction they were going to go. I mean, to a certain extent, but yeah, he didn't get very far.
We get up there and
James takes off, and Keith and I kind of stay together for
I'm just fucking ripping, dude.
Yeah.
And I get on and I'm all of a sudden there's two big freaking coyotes in front of me, and they're big, and I'm like, they're smoked both of them.
Yeah.
I got one, and then I think you came and helped me get the other one, right?
Keith was with me, and he smokes one and kind of goes, John has this, and takes off and goes to help James.
And kept going north.
Well, I thought you end up coming back, and we're sitting there with our three. We got three.
Yeah,
we got three.
Yeah.
Because that one I hit, and you're like, dude, he's dead on a hammer.
Yes.
He's dead.
Yes.
But we're sitting there loading our shit up, and then John comes back, right? While you and I are talking. How many did you guys get? We're like, we got three. I don't remember how.
John's like, oh, that's cute. I got 4 on my own.
That's pretty much.
So
10 minutes.
7 coyotes.
10 minutes, and we fucking crushed all of them.
In their defense, well, none got away from you, did they? So it didn't matter what you had. I was gonna say, in your defense, I had a carbine and you had a pistol. But none got away from either of us, so it didn't matter.
Dude, the thing is, with those sleds, you get on their ass. You just get on them, and it's like I said, it's a bad deal. But when literally that pasture is a half a mile from our calving pasture, a half a mile from a neighbor's calving pasture, another half a mile from another's. Those guys, I don't want to see an airplane fly over shit. No. We can go in there and we'll wipe them out, which we did. And now there's stupid ones in there that we can call in.
Yep. Well, what was it, that night? Or was it the next night?
Yeah, do the math on that one.
It was that night?
It was.
And sat at the old store.
Right where we drove the snowmobiles out of.
Yes. There was 6 of them.
Right there.
We kill 7, and then that night there's 6.
Area. And that night, 2-3 hours later, there was 6 more.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you get into some stupid situations where you have to disassemble a handgun because you lose your mag, and then you have to.
Yeah, let's have that story there, bud.
Yeah.
The one.
Let's get gruesome. Let's be here for the violence.
No, not the violence. The fucking tactical. You fucking
tactical operator.
Yeah.
Where I freaking did a combat reload off the sled, and the mag went gone, still out there somewhere.
Went the rest of the day with no fucking rounds.
No rounds. So do you know how we did it? You don't want to know how we did it.
No, you don't.
Because this is brutality, and I'm not. I don't like that, dude.
Like that.
Every tool's a hammer.
And in this
including
case,
a SIG slide.
A SIG slide acted as the hammer. Disassembled it, and that is what got used to break the cranial vault into pieces.
There's only 25 people listening now, but it's still going to go on the podcast. So
it's a bad deal. It's a bad deal all the way around, but that's how shit goes. That's how it works. Nobody was there. This wasn't bad. It's just kind of some content, some shit that we do crazy that a lot of guys don't understand.
We don't normally do.
Not that it's terribly relevant right now. I should have said it 20 minutes ago. My fingers are still peeling from frostbite. The corners of my nose peeled, and from holding my throat and from hauling ass. My fingers are all still peeling.
It's a bad year. It's a cold year for that shit. Yeah. It's a bad year. Yeah.
So dolphin.
Now the sponsor. Did somebody say that?
Hashtag snow dolphin.
Oh, that's funny.
That was funny.
Anyway, guys,
we've been. I don't know if you guys been watching or whatever, but we've been hammering out some cold plunges.
Yeah,
and that's retarded.
That was actually one of the things that I was thinking of, like a New Year's resolution, was just to do it. And I'll wake up in the morning. The other morning, I did our cold water here, just straight out of the well. It's cold. I mean, I would say not 50 degrees.
Less.
Yeah. 40, mid to upper 40s. Not river cold, but cold enough to make you cold. Cold enough to do its job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you got the tub out back that's got
Tonight that was 46, I think is what.
That was actually
colder. No. It was like 43.
Yeah.
Yeah, 43.
It was actually colder than what I thought it was going to be.
Me too.
It was pretty fresh. You filled it, yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yep. But it got
and
cold.
Normally it's iced over and you got to break the ice to get in. Well, we've been going down to the river the last couple times, and that's a different monster right there.
That's a bad deal.
You don't get that little thermal barrier when you do that.
That's a different kind of stupid.
Yeah, I had a couple guys message me on Instagram that said, dude, 35 degrees, that ain't 35 degrees. That's more like freezing or colder with running water like that.
Definitely cold.
And it's just something that I wanted to do. I used to do cold stuff a long time ago, like just not even close to trying to get in a rhythm of it. Just do it like icing. You'd ice. Like I'd ice my knees and just because it's just you just do that. But this is a different deal. This is a whole body shock to the system. And there's supposed to be a lot of benefits. I don't know. I can't tell yet. I've only been doing it for a month.
I would say 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, since New Year's. So we'll see if it's going to help on everything. And even if it helps something little, it takes you, like guys were like, well, why do you do that? It just takes you out of your comfort zone. Nobody wants to fucking wake up and take a cold shower.
No.
Not very many people want to make the extra time to work out and make themselves sore and tired. And this just, it breaks a barrier is what it does.
Yeah, what's that Arnold quote about being in your comfort zone? Once you sit there, it's way too easy to stay there. You never want to leave. Something along those lines. Pretty good quote. Should look it up.
And I'll be the first to tell you, like this last year, I was just getting complacent with shit, like everything. I don't want to say working out and stuff like that, but if you don't constantly set goals and then make I want to get more content out there. And unfortunately with all the snow and shit, it's not even that. We can still do it. We could do shooting. We could do all sorts of reviews, all sorts of podcasts with people that we have lined up for. It's just the podcasts don't get the interest. I mean, we're getting the guys that are genuinely want to hear it. We might get 10,000 total. I think that podcast with Les Johnson has 50,000 on YouTube. That's pretty freaking good for a podcast coming from here. And it's just a way to try to do something different, discipline yourself in a different way.
It's just as much, the suck is just as bad mentally as it is physically.
I think it's worse.
It's definitely a mental thing.
Even if it's just a minute.
Yeah.
Even if it's just getting in there and making yourself do that. So there was guys that were asking about it. I'm like, dude, it's not even. Why do you guys have to? There were a couple guys were like, why are you proving? What are you trying to prove? And I'm like, dude, it's nothing that we're trying to prove to you. Which it's just kind of funny, guys to watch. It's more about proving it to yourself. It's breaking that barrier.
Exactly. Like, shit. Keith and I both stood downstairs and were like, fuck,
we don't want to do
this.
I don't. Nobody does. You don't want to do that shit.
Yeah.
It's more fun when you have people to do it with.
Oh,
or
absolutely.
Or even if you don't have people in the same vicinity as you to do it, but you know that they're doing it. Yeah. Like if you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go do this tonight. We're like, hey dude, I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah. No shit.
But it like going down to the river and going in. Oh, that's as cold as you can get water. I think, man.
Well, like you were saying about doing it with someone, that's something that I'd never do alone. I would think about it. I'd be like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. But I wouldn't. Honestly, I'd never go. I'd sit in my shower cold alone. But I'd never be like, hey, let's go chop the river open and sit in it alone.
And what we had that idea a month ago. It's like it was snowing and
we should have.
We were like, frick, we should get in the river.
Yeah, we should.
And then when it ended up snowing, we couldn't even get down there.
That was when Jimmy's minnow traps were down there.
Yeah, we couldn't even get. Yeah, it was. Couldn't even get down there to do it. The roads were snowed in so bad.
Yeah, it is. It's fun, but I don't. What's your guys' New Year's resolution? You guys have any? We need to get more stuff out. It's crazy how I could like not buy a Raptor R and hire,
or we can just buy a Raptor
and hire a cameraman and just fucking. There would be so much content, so much shit, so much stuff. That would just be fun, or could just do both.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Goals: helicopter.
Yeah, what's
airplane?
Helicopter.
Raptor R.
Wow, that
not airplane.
That took a step up.
Helicopter, dude.
because coyotes deserve to live too.
Coyote lives matter.
Yes, that's why we might not want to
a
go.
new hashtag.
That's why we might not want the alternate route of the chopper, because coyotes' lives matter. Shit would be freaking. Oh, dude, oh my gosh.
You know how much trouble we'd probably get into.
We'd be in restricted airspace.
You would be.
That balloon would have been shot down a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, dude, that would have been. Fuck, that's funny. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. We had people telling us to shoot it down, and I'm like, dude, that's 20,000 yards above the ground.
What's a Barrett 50 cal go? 416, 375.
I don't know, but if you can shoot 2,000 yards with anything, that's a stretch, let alone 10 times that far.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I bet we could have got pretty close with Adam's freaking Super Cub.
That's a long ways up there, dude.
We could have split the difference and then fucking carbined it out the window.
Yeah.
Or
accuracy through volume.
Or the Barrett.
Or the Barrett. Yep. All right, guys. Kind of did a little bit of something out of the ordinary here, but hope you enjoyed it. Once again, this has been an O'Neill Ops podcast. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out Instagram. You guys will see everybody, the network that we've got tied up with, the companies we work with, Keith and John. Facebook's blowing up. Facebook's really blowing up. That went from like 50,000 likes to over 60 in a week because a couple videos have just been going hot there. So we're going to be posting a lot more content out there. Hopefully more productions than anything. And we are out.